We've explored every surface biome and much of the underground. Now it's time to build towns for our grumpy roommates. NPC prices are affected by where they live and who they live with. For example, the zoologist likes the forest and certain neighbors, but dislikes the desert, the angler, and hates the arms dealer. Happiness affects prices from 150% at worst, down to 75% at best. Selling prices are affected too, from 67% to 133%. There is no in-game happiness meter, so here's the easiest check. Look at an item with an easily calculable cost like 10 gold. Happier NPCs will sell it for less, down towards 7.5 gold. NPCs also hate being crowded. If more than 3 NPCs live too close together, everyone becomes unhappy. If you want 1 mega base, that's fine. Prices won't break your game. But building multiple towns is more fun. One catch: NPCs count as neighbors only if their housing banners are absurdly close together. To avoid designing a town that doesn't actually count as one, I strongly recommend the scaling crowdedness mod. Increase the neighbor range to, for instance, 70. You could disable crowdedness entirely too, but that's a bit cheaty, so leave everything else as is. Build small towns with 3 rooms or houses close together. Don't over-design them, we'll decorate them next episode. Create towns in these 6 biomes. Forest surface. Construct a new home or keep 3 NPCs at your base for quick selling. The underground. This town works best directly beneath your main base, connected by a rope. Make sure it's the true underground or lower. I recommend waiting for the cavern layer, so consider this town optional for now. The desert surface. I went with a giant cactus build and ran a railway straight through it. The spike pattern took some trial and error, and it's still very green, but we'll improve that later. The tundra surface. I built this winter log cabin. The fireplace and chimney are a nice touch, but the walls are boring, and the roof would look much better with some snow on it. The jungle surface. I built a living treehouse with roots that lead down into the underground jungle. The walls are still very plain, and the railway is just floating overhead without any support. And finally, the ocean. Don't get me wrong, boats are cool, but I built a beach house with the angler's shack floating offshore. Once again, pretty boring and no roof, so we'll fix all of these towns soon. There are literally trillions of NPC combinations, but not one of them is perfect. Making one NPC happy usually just annoys another. I actually recommend not following rigid guides. Picking locations and neighbors yourself is part of the fun. That said, visual planners help. This website lets you add biomes and NPCs, and lets you hover over NPCs to see likes and dislikes. These tools can be outdated, so use the in-game tip I've shared with you for exact results. 3 quick tips. Keep at least 1 happy vendor at your forest base to sell items to. Some NPCs don't matter. The guide doesn't trade and you probably won't heal much with the nurse. The angler's happiness affects fishing quest rewards, so keep him at the ocean. Go to the new towns, assign NPC portraits to their rooms, and they'll teleport there at night, as long as you are not nearby. Mod tips. The Teleport All NPCs Home mod lets you move them instantly after assigning them, or when right-clicking on the housing menu button. The No Town Music mod disables the same town theme playing everywhere, which gets old real fast. Now that towns are spread across the world, we can connect them. In Terraria, there are 4 fast travel options: mobility gear, mounts, minecarts, and teleportation. Mounts. If you haven't unlocked the bunny from fishing, the zoologist also sells mounts after 25 and 30% bestiary completion. Press R to mount up. You can fight while mounted, but some mobility accessories may stop working. The horses are the fastest right now, but the bunny completely negates all fall damage. The flamingo negates most of the fall damage and gives fishing power when standing in the pond, but sitting on a toilet provides the same amount, and you can't do both. Railways. The zoologist also sells the digging mole cart at 35% bestiary registrations, which auto-digs and places tracks, but only underground. Pro tip: you can simply jump whilst riding a minecart to deal massive damage. Vertical tracks get wide fast because carts move diagonally. The following track design reduces the width up to 7 blocks. If you don't care about railways, just skip this part of the video. Pause the video and copy these steps. Enable the ruler and place 6 tracks in 2 rows of 3. Extend the bottom entry toward your approach direction. Add diagonal blocks at the top exit. Here I use 3 instead of 1. Hammer all 6 tracks into a clean, straight layout. Hammer each of the 6 original track pieces a specific number of times, depending on if it's a left or a right switch. If the tracks from step 2 are not straight, or the tracks from step 3 are not diagonal, you may have to hit them a different amount of times, but only God can help you then. Finally, repeat the previous steps, alternating left and right. Test the rail and repeat from step 4 if you messed up. Pylons. Pylons make most other travel options obsolete. You can buy a pylon for 10 gold at a vendor NPC if at least 2 NPCs live there and the vendor is happy enough at 90% price or better. Only 1 pylon per biome. Teleport by standing near one, opening the map, and clicking another. Pro tip: go anywhere fast by recalling home and having a pylon at your main base. Personally, I limit pylon use. They completely nuke Terraria's travel progression. Town pets don't count toward crowding, can share rooms, and do count toward the 2 NPC pylon requirement. Some come from the zoologist. Next episode, we'll decorate and paint these shanty towns into something respectable.